it wasn't really like revolutionary because I don't feel like this film was totally an action movie. Like it does have moments with action, but for the most part, like John David Washington isn't like super like badass superhero. His character Beckett isn't like, he's not like a Jason Bourne character or like any type of action movie we see. Like
What's up, YouTube? Drive-By Movies here, and you are watching
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name's Blaze.
And today we're checking out the brand new movie that just hit Netflix, Beckett.
It's over, Beckett.
What did you want with me?
So Beckett is about following a tragic car accident in Greece. Beckett, an American tourist, finds himself at the center of a dangerous political conspiracy on the run for his life. So James, this was kind of a surprise movie. I hadn't really heard anything about it, and then it just kind of appeared on Netflix, and we're like, hey, let's take a shot. This might be good. Trailer was pretty enticing, and sure enough, I actually pretty much enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised too, because I don't think this movie, I didn't expect this movie to hit the Netflix top 10. There's a lot of movies we've reviewed that are straight to Netflix that are like, you know, we expect them to do well, but they never reach that top 10. I forget the title of the movie, but it was the movie directed by Alexander Aja, the sci-fi film. That never made the top 10, unfortunately. But it's usually just like Netflix's reality shows or exclusive TV shows, or usually a movie that everyone forgot about 10 years ago that just hit Netflix for the first time or something. That's what I always see in my top 10 every time I sign in. But it was cool to see that this was number one when I watched it. I was like, oh, damn, like, cool. Like, I didn't expect this, like, you know, small thriller to, you know, make its way up there that like fast and do so well. So overall, like, I did enjoy it. It's got some problems with it. It's also very similar to other style movies that I've seen, but I'm not familiar with John David Washington all that much. Of course, I know he's Denzel Washington's son, but I've yet to see Tenet, the movie that, like, you know, it's kind of like brought his name like on the map and, like, you know, is going to get him a lot of mainstream attention as well. But yeah, I thought he's a phenomenal actor though, and it's an interesting plot line for the most part too. But yeah, like, it was a solid watch, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was like anything super to write home about, but I do feel like it was a tight little thriller. It definitely, you know, caught me being like, oh, like, and just kind of shocked me out of my seats in certain moments. There's definitely a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I felt like it did its job. It's a little tight knit thriller. Was pretty cool, an original story, great location. This was like the first, I guess, Netflix original film that was shot in Greece, or Netflix original shot in Greece, which that's a cool little title. And I think that, you know, it really did showcase aspects that we hadn't really particularly seen in other TV shows or movies recently, especially on Netflix, obviously, since it's in Greece. And I just thought it was a cool little like tight thriller. I guess other than that, like, I don't think it was a pretty good watch for, you know, Saturday night or whenever I watched it. I can't really remember. I think it's Friday. So,
or a Monday night, specifically at 6 p.m. when I watched this right after work, and you're just chilling and kicking it and stuff. I mean, I guess Monday nights are my Friday nights, like, for my job, unfortunately. But yeah, so like definitely goes along with what you're saying. Boyd Holbrook is also an actor that, like, I keep seeing him in everything, and he's always just playing kind of like the same guy, though, where it's just like kind of comes in out of nowhere. Like, he's the main character in, I remember, The Predator. I couldn't really stand that movie, but kind of comes in out of nowhere. I thought in Logan, I didn't realize that he was the villain of that movie. I went into that movie blind. I didn't see the trailer for it. And then, like, he's, you know, kind of just pops in this movie, pops in Gone Girl, pops in a lot of movies, but he's a solid actor. But I just wish he got like more roles. Like, he kind of has like just like a every kind of guy looking face, like looks very similar to Dan Stevens. So I feel bad that he's always playing like kind of background side characters that show up in the middle of the movie. And maybe just The Predator was just his one shot and he missed it. Unfortunately, that's a bummer. But like, but yeah, he's also a solid actor too, though, I thought too. But problems with the movie, I'd just say it's it's really just way too long for a movie that's just about a guy on the run for the most part, because the action is like really cool. Like it was very reminiscent of like the old Bourne movies. Like I like the Bourne movies I always loved as a kid. Like those are like the first action movies where I started to like appreciate the technical aspect of, like, nowadays, like I'm like, oh, I can't see anything. It's all just extreme close-ups and fast zooming, all handheld, and like, you know, a lot of fun chase sequences. And that's what this movie is and stuff too. It like brought me back to that nostalgia factor with its action sequences. But for like the plot that it's telling, though, like 2 hours is a little stretching it too much, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't feel like it necessarily might have used that time the best in a way, but I didn't feel like it really hindered it as much as the film could have just been tighter if it was 90 minutes. So I have to agree with you there. But overall, I do feel like the action wasn't really like revolutionary, because I don't feel like this film was totally an action movie. Like it does have moments with action, but for the most part, like John David Washington isn't like super like badass superhero. His character Beckett isn't like, he's not like a Jason Bourne character or like any type of action movie we see. Like he definitely is just the guy who gets caught up in the wrong place and literally is basically being manhunted and has to avoid, you know, like he tries his best, but honestly he doesn't really avoid detection. And this conspiracy that he kind of uncovers just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I did like, you know, speaking specifically, I guess, about spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out and come back here. But yeah, I like the aspect that, you know, Boyd Holbrook is this kind of embassy, like American embassy agent. But then like he's kind of embroiled in the thing because he seems like such a good guy, especially when John David Washington finally gets to the embassy, thinks he's safe. And then this guy just seems like Captain America actually ends up being like a bad guy too, like an agent of evil. So I enjoyed that little like twist. But yeah, I think the runtime is probably the one knock against this movie that I could give it.
Yeah. The acting's there, and I really like the director style. I'm not too familiar with his work. I know he had done a couple pictures before this and stuff, but fun fact, like I kind of just found out about it, but you were telling me, Blaze, that this was produced by who again exactly?
I think it's Luca Guadagnino's second unit directors. The director who is Ferdinando Cito Filomarino. So he's an Italian director. At least his name's obviously Italian. So. Yeah.
And Luca, of course, we know from this. Well, I mainly know him as the Suspiria remake director, which I enjoyed. I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name just yet, but cool to see that like his name's gotten big enough to where he's looking for proteges and pushing them out and stuff.
Definitely. I think this is a good, solid first feature. If this is, I didn't look up the director's history, so maybe this isn't his first feature, but if it's his first like kind of big movie, especially on Netflix, like this definitely a great little career path he has going for him. I'll definitely check out anything future he does.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not. Like he has a hit with Netflix. Netflix is probably just going to want to keep him and stuff because Netflix is like the new like studio and stuff that's just buying movies, because like all we got really is just Disney. They own 20th Century Fox now, so it's just Disney against Warner Brothers every year, and then A24 throws out weird movies like The Green Knight every once in a while and stuff.
Well, isn't Apple supposed to? I mean, the talk of the town is like Apple is supposed to be purchasing A24.
Really, I
don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like that's such a waste of money. It was It was supposed to be to a tune of like $2 billion, something insane.
Yeah.
Where I was like, wow, like how is that even worth that amount of money? I don't know. Personally, I know everyone loves the A24. I'm kind of over it. Like that ship sailed for me. I feel like personally, I'm just gonna be honest. Like we did really like Saint Maud earlier this year, but I just feel like they release maybe 10 movies a year that are literally just Saint Maud, and this year Saint Maud was the best one so far. Yeah. I'm sure there's 5 more still coming out, so we'll see if that still stands at the end of this year.
You know what? You guys are getting a bonus review of Green Knight in this episode. I was not a fan, and that was a movie we were supposed to review this week. It didn't work out due to some issues and stuff, but like, what's it called? I'm glad we didn't review it because pretentious is like, I don't like to throw that word around and stuff, but just that's how I find A24 these days and stuff. The idea that it costs $60 to buy a Hereditary t-shirt with just like a white t-shirt with just like a picture frame from the movie on it and stuff is like ridiculous to me. It's like become the supreme of filmmaking these days and stuff. Like I appreciate A24 existing. Like the Safdie brothers wouldn't be like the names that they are now and stuff. And I'm so glad that they're putting their movies out. But, you know, then we get like, you know, like just sometimes though, they just think that everything they touch is gold. And I get it though. Apple probably wants to get some Oscars and stuff.
I mean, how many Oscars does A24 have though? I'm not doing the math. I'm just generally questioning right now. Like, do you know how many they have? I feel like honestly, it can't be that. I
can't name any. Yeah.
I think Whiplash. I don't even think Whiplash is A24. No, that's like Blumhouse. Yeah, it's like so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. Like when I hear people just like always praise everything A24, I'm like, they've done a handful of things that I've enjoyed. They've also done a handful of things that I've absolutely hated. But I think that's any company. I don't think any company can do like, you know, only hit home runs. Yeah. That's not the case. Like you can't always hit, like no director can hit all home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some directors have great batting averages, but Denny Villeneuve, man.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Dune ain't going to be that strikeout.
I know, right?
But anyways, just talking movies, I guess. Yeah, I think if you're going to check out a movie on Netflix, especially right now, Beckett is a great opportunity.
Yeah, be sure to do that. I highly enjoyed it. Or I didn't highly enjoy it, but I enjoyed it and everything. Like I do recommend for people to check it out. It's a solid movie. After doing that, be sure to come back here and let us know what you thought about the movie by leaving a comment. Tell us what you thought about the movie.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all of the latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, well, guess what? You are in luck because we are all over social media platforms. Be sure to catch our links down below for our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and etc. Be sure to do that. Anyways, guys, that's going to conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.